You know what else happens that drives me crazy? I could go off on this topic.
Let's go off. So we always end the Beauty Outlaw with champagne.
Oh, heck yeah.
We're going there.
We're going to go there.
Welcome, everybody, to the Beauty Outlaw podcast.
Welcome to another great episode of the Beauty Outlaw. Today I have my co-host Renee Nicoludis back with me, and we're going to go over all things glow up right now. What's going on TikTok again, because there's so much going on, but also just in the regular world of aesthetics, beauty, longevity, hormones, a lot of stuff. So we're going to really not give so much opinions, but we're going to give the evidence. What does the research really say about all these things? And would I do it or would I not do it? Would Renee do it? Would she try it or would she not? So first, we're going to start with letting you know what we're going to talk about. We're going to go over all injectable situations like Masseter Botox. We're going to talk about hormones again in women's health, different supplements like collagen, and hair. What can we do for hair loss and what does the evidence show? Devices like red light therapy and skin treatments. Because there's a lot of them, but there's a few that are really viral right now, and some of those are exosomes, and some of them are I can never say it, PDRN, polydiribonucleotide.
I leave that to her. In other words, salmon DNA.
Yes, salmon DNA. We'll keep it there, right?
That I can pronounce.
So we'll start first, though, Renee, with a little update on what happened with peptides. Because last episode, we left off on what was going to happen back in July on the 23rd. And that's when the FDA formed a committee, an advisory committee, of many people that I really look up to in my industry. They were part of that committee. They got to go, and the votes were great. Many of those went through the advisory board, said thumbs up. But what that means, it doesn't look like it's been moved from category 2 to category 1 yet. Okay. That still has to be completed at the FDA level. There's a lot of misinterpretation, obviously including myself. It kind of opened up the door for compound pharmacies, the 503As. They started producing them again, but some are confused because they feel like they still can't. So it's very confusing world for the industry, for providers, for pharmacies. So if I have any future updates, I will get them to you. Great people to follow are Leonard from New BioAge. He always has the current. He was actually part of the committee, advisory board. Okay. And it was really cool that he's a leader in this, and he's a pharmacist, and he gave his opinion. And also Dr. Hussein was there, who was on the podcast. Yes. He was part of the advisory team. So they gave their, very cool. So it's pretty exciting time. So it looks like it's probably going to move forward, but for now, not sure if we can prescribe things like BPC 157. Yeah. So anyways, another update, Retatrutide. Eli Lilly is pretty much pushing to make this a biologic. So a biologic would mean it could never, it's not a small molecule peptide anymore, and it could never be produced. It'll be hard to get, just like regular GLP-1s, and it'll be harder because it's a biologic. So it will stop. It'll cease. And all of you that are buying it right now from research labs, you'll never see it again. It'll be gone. So we're fighting that. More expensive, about $1,800 a month. And you'll need a BMI of, you need to be either obese or overweight by a BMI of probably over 30, or you'll have to be type 2 diabetic. That'll be really the only way you'll be able to get it legally, at least safely, so you know it's safe. So anyways, that's the update. That's all I know. It's not a lot. Obviously, I'm just as confused as everyone else. So that's the update.
No.
All right. So what do you want to do first?
Let's dive into this since we're talking about salmon DNA, because that's what I can pronounce.
It's very, very trendy and popular, but it's not new.
No, it's been around for a bit.
Yeah, since 1994. Started
Okay. Oh, I
in
didn't know it
Italy.
went back that far. Okay.
Started back in Italy, and it was for wound healing. Used for wound healing with some success.
Okay.
And I think that's what lit the aesthetics fire behind it. But right now, what the evidence says is it really a miracle when it comes to your skin and injectables? Not so much. We see it does some tissue regeneration, but volumization like filler or a biostimulator doesn't really show very much. There is not a randomized study on it. It is done by the studies that are done are small studies, and they're done by the money motivated companies behind trying to marketing. Yeah. So, but I'm excited because I think it does benefit us, and I think it has a place, and I'm excited about it. So there.
Topically.
Topically.
I don't know that I would inject it, but topically.
Well, I mean, the thing is, what if it does do some amazing things topically, and we see that compared to what we have now? Right. So we have to look at risk and benefits, and most of this study is being done in Korea. So
that makes sense.
And it's Korean companies that are doing a lot of their little small industry studies, and they've been successful with it. Although trends kind of spike things and people want to try them, and then it kind of sometimes can die a slow death. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. It's been around, I mean, at least on my radar for at least a decade.
Yeah.
I didn't know it went all the way back to 1994, but that's
I
really
think it has a place. Yeah. We'll have to figure out where it's at.
Figure it out if it goes in the regenerative, stays in that category.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. What's next? We have a lot of topics.
We do. We have a lot of topics today, but it's better than what we were looking at yesterday.
Okay, Renee, you want to tell us what exosomes do?
Well, exosomes are help to repair.
Absolutely.
And I don't know it as an injectable in my practice, but they help with the skin. They carry proteins that can be beneficial for many different things.
They're like a foreman
treatment.
at the construction
You're
site.
very good at it. Yes.
They
Exactly.
basically
They
tell
help
you where the
carry it.
packages
Yes.
go,
Need to go.
and they deliver them. They recruit them. What's needed, kind of a thing. That's the idea behind this. And I know passionate people, physicians, and people that own companies that are steadfast. They have seen this work, especially at higher, like at injectable levels.
Injectable levels. Okay.
IV levels, things like that. They've seen this really change people's lives. But again, it's still, what's frightening is the FDA has sent a warning to companies that are doing exosomes, not prescribing them, making them, the big companies that are marketing to physicians and things like that, saying basically, this is we consider this a biologic, and you are not allowed to do that. So stand down, we need more evidence. So I don't know where it stands. It's super promising. Do I feel it works topically? I've tried it topically here.
I have as well. Microneedling, it doesn't work just...
Not for the price.
Not for the price.
Not for the price of the patient.
Not with dermaplaning and then applying and then having it go. I think
Doesn't
it
work
needs
like
to
that.
be further into the skin.
When you have to add on, in our industry, you have to purchase the exosomes topically, which
And they're not
doesn't
cheap.
sit in the same space, really. That's considered cosmetic, a cosmeceutical product. But microneedling is not, it's not FDA approved to use with anything. Microneedling is not
Yes.
supposed to be used with anything anyways. So we're already doing things we shouldn't be doing, including PRFM. It is not FDA approved to use that in conjunction, but we're all doing it. It's autologous, right? It's coming from the person's self.
Which is my favorite. It's the best
And
out
it's far superior from the topical exosomes.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's just my opinion after doing thousands and thousands of these treatments. I kind of left exosomes in the topically.
It's been a while for
topically.
you. Newish to me.
Yeah.
In my realm, but
So that's just my opinion.
yeah, it's good.
It
serves a purpose.
serves a purpose.
For now.
It's got a future, which is super exciting for overall health. And I'm excited to see what it's going to do. So,
Very cool.
all right.
Laser, CO2 laser versus radio frequency microneedling. Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. So CO2 laser, I notice when sales go up with the lasers, providers are buying them. All of a sudden, everybody needs a CO2 laser. I've seen this trend because I've been in the industry 25 years. So you buy a $200,000 laser, every single person that comes in that office is going to get that CO2 laser. Now, are they fantastic? They sure can be. They sure can be. And the data behind them's there. Mm-hmm. Lighter skin, Fitzpatrick 1 and 2. The risk comes with hyperpigmentation. So you're getting post-inflammatory. And listen to me when I tell you, I haven't done a trial, but I've done thousands of people's skin and people that have had CO2 laser. And it will give most individuals, even with a Fitzpatrick scale 1, post-inflammatory pigmentation because I work on it. Yeah. I get rid of it after that. Easier to kind of get rid of with lighter skin.
Yes.
But darker skins, they move more into the RF microneedling because you can do a little darker Fitzpatrick scale. But all in all, CO2 laser comes with more downtime.
Yes, absolutely.
More pain.
Absolutely.
And so you have to be prepared for that. And RF microneedling, they say less pain. It's less painful.
It depends. I've seen some pretty interesting situations from the RF microneedling.
Yes.
But
it's got nice outcomes.
Both of them do.
Temporary.
Yeah. The texture, I think, is good for CO2.
Yeah.
My only concern, which was the RF needling for melting fat, but it is good for tightening and, like you said, pigment friendly.
Yeah. It's causing any heat.
Yes.
We've got to be suspicious of. Nobody's really doing studies on this research. Like, what is it really doing? Is it degrading portions of your skin? Is that heat causing inflammatory responses that aren't healthy to our body? I mean, these are questions we could probably ask, but
we've seen some of the worst.
Yeah.
On a few instances here in our office, unfortunately. So I would go with CO2 if I was going to do anything before I would do I would do other microneedling, not the radio frequency with the heat. Not for my skin.
CO2 is, it's been around a long time.
Very much so.
Also, it needs to be in the right hands.
Well, that's we shouldn't even have to say that, but yes,
well,
not everybody's created equal in who's doing the procedure, unfortunately. Yeah, and that's where you come up with the
and everybody especially in the world of plastics, you get a facelift, you're getting a CO2, and I don't know if now
that comes
not
after,
all of the plastics would do that, but I think most people that own a laser are topping that off, adding that to their procedure. They're like, we'll throw this in or not throw it in. They'll charge you for it. And that's fine, but not all of you need it. So you got to identify between they're just trying to make your skin look better or they just want your credit card. Make the decision when you go in there. That's why you got to trust your provider. Yes. Because sometimes they oversell you on things that you really don't need. But all in all, go to some great providers. I know several, so I can put them in the show notes that are amazing, and they'll tell you the truth. Like Dr. Brandon Dunn is one of them. He's
done a podcast
plastic
with
surgeon.
as well.
He's never going to sell you that
What you don't
unless you really need it. Yes. and unless he feels it's safe for you and you're a good candidate. That's the difference between, someone like that with good morals and ethics and a med spa down the street that's doing the same thing.
Right.
So no shade to med spas. I'm just saying, individualize yourself and individualize your patient. So
I just recommended someone to talk to them. So
great.
and he's on the podcast.
He's great.
He's been on the podcast.
He's great.
Yes.
He's great. He's great. He's my up and coming superstar.
Exactly.
All right.
Moving forward, injectables.
Oh, yeah.
Preventative Botox.
Preventative Botox. Okay, so this is all over TikTok too. Like you
I
have to
didn't
start
know
at
this was something
21
new.
and you get Botox and you prevent lines. So now you got to go in and get Botox at 21. And meanwhile, where are you working?
Yeah.
At 21.
To afford it.
Right, it's expensive.
It is not cheap, yes.
And there's so many other great things my 21-year-olds are doing. They're doing all the things they should do, like skincare stuff. They're trying to sleep and exercise and be healthy and do their red light. They're all about all this new stuff that they think's new, but it's old stuff.
Oh yeah, well, I have like the OG of the red light still in my room from 30 years ago. But I thought they were saying preventative at 30, which I thought was okay, we'll see. But I didn't know it
It's
dipped
individual.
to 21.
It's 21. They want to get the little bit of Botox because they think if they stop those lines, they'll never start. But there's a lot that goes into that, and we won't get. And this would be a professional consultation with me here at the office, but there's a lot that goes into an assessment of a patient, dynamic lines, your health history. If you already have a furrow and a wrinkle that's starting, does that need addressed? 30 could possibly be a space because there are some people that do have some dynamic lines, but
or hereditary.
it needs to be individual. It's not a blanket statement.
No, definitely not.
So,
and if you don't have wrinkles, then you don't need it.
right. Keep your
Unless
muscles
it's- yes,
engaged.
exactly.
Keep the lift
Yes.
going. Keep the movement going, because there is, with everything, it's risk and benefit. So
Sure.
you freeze too much, you lose the ability, the strength of that part of the muscle to work, and you can encourage other muscles around it to work harder, and you can cause lines in other places. And Botox and all of those companies are going to say, I'm wrong, but I'm absolutely right because I've seen it over the 25 years I've been doing this. So just get an individualized professional to assess whether that's what you need, because you could just need something else.
There's a lot of other things you can do in that decade, because that's the best decade.
It's the best decade. You're
the best
spending your
decade
money
of
on
your
other stuff in that decade. Masseter Botox, though, before we move on from Botox. So this is, I talk to a lot of my patients.
Right.
They want the Masseter Botox. And to me,
for other reasons.
For other reasons. They want it to thin their face.
Okay.
Or they think they have TMJ. And they come to me, who we don't do that here, because that should be a specialized diagnosis by a neurologist or a dentist that can look and see, yes, you do have this issue in your jaw and it needs to be addressed. Because there is some side effects. And especially in postmenopausal people, the studies show that you actually start to get some bone recession from the back of the jaw here, from the injection. So when you're younger, you can remodel that and get that back once the Botox wears off. But postmenopausal women are the problem. That's the problem.
Interesting.
So, if it's like risk and benefit, you
Right.
need it, you might need to do it even though you get that little bit of bone loss. But if you don't need it, why do it? You could have some ortho issues.
I thought that's
And
what it was for, grinding or
Yes.
TMJ or even maybe more
Pain.
cosmetic pain, asymmetry,
yeah,
that type of stuff. But I
we got a
didn't know
lot
for
of tense
slimming.
people these days. We're all tense. And some people, it's in their gut. We've got all kinds of people with gut issues, gut dysbiosis, and we've got people with a lot of TMJ. Yeah. And, you're just thinking, you're grinding, and it's difficult. And so we do have this wonderful Botox that helps, but you just got to make sure, you're doing it for the right reasons and the outcome. So as long as you know that there's risk involved, then you can make your own decision.
And in the meantime, relax your jaw.
Yeah.
And drop your tongue.
Exactly. Do some face yoga. All right, Renee, what do we have next?
Okay, the lip flip versus lip filler.
Oh, lip flip versus lip filler. Oh, well, they're two separate issues.
Yes.
Lip flip is about 4 to 6 units of botulinum toxin, type 1, Botox, Dysport, whatever your poison is. And it costs you anywhere from $60 to $100. Filler costs you anywhere from $600 to $1,000. And that volumizes. So that's the difference. People get very confused. The lip flip is so cute on the young girls. I will tell you, they're all diving to do Botox, right? And that's in their price point. And it really, it's so minimal. And you just do it on their little lip. And what it does is it increases that familiar board. Yeah, like you just kind of scoop out your little Cupid's bow, scoops out a little bit. It's cute.
Yes.
And you don't really need not everybody needs volumization. Some people do, but some of the volumization I'm seeing, especially on Instagram, these are providers showing their patients. I'm like, put that down. Get rid of that picture because it's just not attractive. That look is kind of, I feel it's going away. You can tell you have filler look.
Yes.
But filler is volume, so it expands, and Botox relaxes this little muscle, your little circular muscle around your mouth, so that it's not piercing. So typically, your mouth is a little piercing, pucker, and it goes inside. As we age, some of our mouth goes inside because of that.
Yeah.
It's exactly why we get the dynamic, the static lines actually, along our eyes, because that's also a sphincter muscle. So our mouth's a sphincter muscle, our eyes, and I always like to say the butthole. Those are the 3 sphincter muscles we have, and they tighten. And when they tighten, they go inside. So when you put a little Botox on it, what it does is just kind of relaxes it so it stays out a little bit. Yes, it feels funny to some people. Sometimes they have problems.
It takes some getting used to.
Takes some getting used to.
Takes some getting used to.
It's hard to say S's.
Giving a speech.
Yes, especially maid of honor speech. We've got our birthday speech,
mother of the bride speeches. We've had it all in this office, but yes, you have to remove yourself.
You have to remove yourself. It lasts about a week or so, and then you're talking normal again.
Exactly, or ice isn't falling out of your mouth.
But it only lasts about 6 to 8 weeks, and then people like to try to repeat it. So it's a great one, but filler is volumization again, and lip flip is just kind of numbing out the muscle a little bit so it relaxes so it can pop back out of your mouth and look cute.
Yes, so, which is good.
My favorite.
Which brings us into the next one, which is, since we're talking about volumization, how about dissolving filler?
Yeah, that whole revolution that happened in the last couple of years where everybody's going in and dissolving their face filler. Because we got too crazy in 2010, 2015 with like loading people up with this face Botox. Well, dissolving, it's a great idea, especially when it doesn't suit your look anymore and it doesn't look appropriate. But there's risks with that. You dissolve, you're going to look different. You have to prepare that patient for, okay, we're getting rid of that. You're going to see now your aging process, right? Because now we've taken that expansion and we've gotten rid of it. There's also risk with Hylenex.
Okay.
Hylenex is what we use to dissolve HA filler. So a lot of people think that you can dissolve anything, but you can't. The only thing we really dissolve that expands volume in the face is filler that's hyaluronic acid-based filler. So it's an enzyme.
Okay.
And we inject it, quite a bit of it. It depends on how much you need, but quite a bit of it to dissolve. And it does get rid of the filler. And that's a great thing, especially if you had a not look good. Maybe you got your lips done and it just doesn't look good.
Like bumpy or getting
Bumpy,
uneven,
too full.
Too full.
I mean, cheeks, too full. We were putting a lot of filler back in the day
Okay.
under the eyes, and we don't do that anymore. So we dissolve a lot of it, and it does come with a risk. Hylenex has been known to cause anaphylaxis.
Okay.
So it's always, I know in here before we do it, we do a little tiny dose just to see if they're going to be okay. Because you always want to make sure that the patient is okay before you address that issue. And Hylenex can be painful. It burns and stings. So those are some things that you need to know. But I think dissolving, then re-expanding your face, I don't think that's probably the right way to go. I think you need to sit down with a provider that actually can game plan it for you and say, maybe we could do some biostimulators, some Sculptra. Let's try to do some PRFs. Let's do some microneedling, whether it's CO2 Laser. Let's do some things to get your tissue integrity back, because that'll make them feel better. You need to have a plan when you see all that filler go away. Even though you probably look better without the filler, it's going to be hard on the patient.
You get used to seeing yourself a certain way, and then that's why it can be also a slippery slope.
Yes,
Yes.
very slippery.
So that's a good though. Okay.
Okay, are you trying to optimize your health, especially your lipids? Are your lipids running a little high when you get those numbers back? I love this supplement. It is so therapeutic to help lower those LDLs. It is citronal LNA from New BioAge. So at checkout, use the code TheBeautyOutlaw and you get a discount, and they'll ship it right to your house. I love this. I take 3 one time a day with food, and it has helped lower those lipids. Thank you, New BioAge. Collagen.
Collagen powders.
So collagen is a real huge studied, drinking collagen has been studied. It's probably got one of the best data because it has a meta-analysis data with 1,700 participants. And they used anywhere between 2.5 to 10 grams a day for 8 to 12 weeks. And it significantly improved skin hydration and elasticity.
You have to be consistent.
You have to be consistent with it. So that's the bottom line. This was
things.
an industry-funded trial,
Okay.
but it was a done well trial. So what came out of it is you better believe it works. Now, what type of collagen? Some people say marine collagen, some people say bovine collagen. One works better than the other. What I will say is what we do know is bovine will recruit type 1 and type 3 collagen. Marine collagen will only recruit collagen type 1. So the difference really is in your allergies. Which one do you want to take?
Sure.
What's your belief system?
Yeah. Depending upon your diet, if you're vegan or vegetarian.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
Just depends.
My deciding factor was always the protein value, which I didn't think. I always have gone with the bovine, and because it's more complex.
Yeah.
To get more protein in and see a difference there.
The one thing I didn't read in the study was how when they had the patients do it. I will look at that. I think that it was a morning time. Like I usually tell my patients, do it on an empty stomach. It's better mixed with water. Don't mix it with your coffee. Don't mess with organisms. Keep them clean. And that's when I take mine and I fall off the wagon with it. So we're on it, and then I lean into, we'll talk about later, creatine.
Yeah, well, it falls into too. If you're intermittent fasting, then am I, adding the protein in there, and then it's just it is a fine dance.
It is a fine
But
dance.
I think it's very helpful, and I think with the bovine, if you can take it, it helps for guts.
Yeah,
too.
it's also known for
And-
to help
and
with gut health.
It's just more bones and things like that, more complex.
Just don't pay for marine because you think it's better, because it's not necessarily.
Yes.
So just get a good quality source. I have mine here. There's several. I love New BioAsia's collagen. It is amazing. And I also love Thorns. So, and there's a few others, but those are the two that I'll shout out.
I've only tried, other than Thorn, the Amy Myers in a powder form.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Dr. Amy Myers, that's all. It's what I've used.
I wish I knew. I'm going to have to look her up. Dr. Amy Myers. Okay, we'll look her up.
I hope that's the right. I'm almost positive. And it comes in powder form, and it's easy.
Yeah.
So-
Well, most of them do.
And I can take it with water and, as a supplement, without having, to get my protein in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The bovine.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
So,
women
back
over
to-
40.
Yes.
The verdict's out. This is the most underrated supplement for us, and you're all afraid to use it. It's creatine. You have to use your creatine. Gosh darn it.
Well, I think the fear is only because of the bloating, right? And the water
Well,
retention.
the bloating, and it was marketed towards men for many, many years.
Okay.
3 to 5 grams is all you need.
Very little.
The best one for me, I just have one that I like the best, and that's the Thorn brand. That's what we sell here because I use it and I like it and it works. 3, and you can dose it yourself because
Right.
it's
You
powder
don't have
form.
to.
It's great.
it
I
tastes
love
good.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it definitely shows that the emerging studies are showing that it helps with our cognition. Makes sense, right? Anytime you can hydrate that muscle and keep it happy, the rest of the body is going to do the same. So you've got to keep that muscle nice and hydrated. And that's how we do it. If you keep the muscle hydrated, all the working out you're going to do, if it's not hydrated, you're not going to be able to hold on to your muscle. And postmenopausal women, we're not going to gain a lot of muscle,
Right.
but we need to keep what we got, and we need to keep it hydrated and slick and moist. And if you feel like you get puffy with creatine, just give it a couple days, go off it for a week, and then go back on. So eventually the body just kind of gets it gets happy because it's got lots of water in the muscle. You think you're puffy, but you're really not.
No, it's needed.
It's needed.
Brain, like you said, cognition, brain health, and also moods.
Absolutely.
For women, this is high on the list, I would recommend.
High on the list.
High on the list is part of.
It's really hard
postmenopause.
to get water in your muscle, and creatine's a great way to do it. And when your muscles are happy, like I said, all kinds of great things the pathways signal downward, and you get all that great brain health. It's wonderful. And if you take it at that standard dose, there is no evidence of liver and kidney issues at all. So that's a myth. That's a total myth. It is safe to use, and it is definitely should be your best friend if you're a woman over 40. And if you're over 60, you better be taking creatine for sure.
Very good.
Bottom line,
And Thorns does taste good.
it does. It's just tasteless.
Yes.
It's great.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
But yeah,
Masks, LED, infrared. Do they
the
work?
masks,
Yes.
they work.
Mm-hmm.
They work. They have to be,
Yeah,
They-
well, explain that part, because I think that's another thing. A lot of people think you can have it right on your skin, but
And-
there is science behind.
And they
having
do
it
say
separated.
that they've made these masks so that they have to be on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a lower level. They're not going to give you the same as a unit that you would get a panel or when you go into a clinic and you have red light done. So you're not going to get the same amount, the same outcome that you're going to get with a facial mask. But, people love it. It's really got some good evidence behind the cap. It all started with the hair growth. And it makes sense because all it does is red light signals. I think it's called a cytochrome or cytochrome. and it signals it to push the gas and gets rid of nitric oxide. So your cell has nitric oxide, which we all love, right? But sometimes that's your brake on your ATP in your mitochondria. And this just, the red light goes in and says, stand down, brake pedal, and go. And the energy that comes out of the cell and the pathway it takes is really, really beautiful in healing, regeneration, and overall health and well-being. Too much can be bad, so we need to limit the amount of time. We think we could just do it for hours. 20 minutes is about what you should do.
In a single sitting.
In a single sitting. Yeah. That's what the evidence says. And they are not all created equal.
No. The masks, I think, are good for anti-inflammatory, anti-aging, bacterial, but the panels have help with the whole body.
Yeah, the more panels, the more those chromophores you can have at your body, really the better action you're going to get. And also, so people always ask me what to look for.
Like, as far as the brands.
As far as the brands.
I think there's the top 3. There's more out there, but.
There's top 3, but there's so many. I mean, and everybody's throwing their label on these things. What you need to do is make sure that it's FDA cleared device, not FDA cleared nanometers of light, because that's fraudulent in a way. You want to make sure that the face mask that you're buying is a cleared, FDA cleared device. Now they don't have the authority to make light, but what do we call light therapy? Biomodulation, photomodulation therapy is what red light therapy is. Okay. And FDA can't control light, but what they can do is put their stamp of approval on something. So make sure that your device is FDA cleared device, and it has publicly clinically trialed data on its specific advice, meaning they've done a little bit of their own little in-house study, and it also the wavelengths are clearly listed. You want to know what wavelength you're getting.
As far as the nanometers.
Yes. As far as the nanometers of light. Because the higher you go, the more near infrared, the closer to near you're getting, and that's more inflammation. If you want a red light to regenerate ATP and anti-aging, you want to be on the lower end of the spectrum. So you want to be in the about 800s. There's a sweet spot you can be. I usually here we're about 830, and that's kind of a sweet spot. I like for red light for texture and collagen recruitment. But I love red light. Everybody's selling one.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Panels, beds, whatever. If I could afford the bed at home, I would have the bed. Right. But I have my sauna space, which incandescent red light, which is amazing at home. So we also have one here. So love it. That's like the closest thing to the sun you're gonna get. Yeah. All right.
Hair.
Have a drink of the champagne.
Moving on to hair, and we talked about the rosemary oil in last time, but this is rosemary oil with the medicine, and I might butcher this, Minoxidil.
Minoxidil, 2%.
2%.
So what they did was they did a side-by-side study, and they gave some people the rosemary, and they gave some people 2% Minoxidil. And they did this for androgenetic alopecia. Okay. Let me see. They did it in 100 men. They used rosemary 100% against 2% Minoxidil.
Rosemary 100% with no dilution?
With no dilution.
No dilution, okay.
And for hair count. Right. So what they wanted to see was which one grew the most hair. Bottom line, are you guys ready for this? There was no significant difference between the two after 6 months. They were both equal.
They were both equal. That's pretty cool.
So what they say is the rosemary caused significant less scalp, the side effects. Didn't have the scalp itching that normally comes from the medication, which is really cool. And it enhanced the microcapillary blood vessel flow, which is what we want. And bottom line is, don't spend the money.
Yeah, interesting.
Don't spend the money. All you dudes out there right now worried about your hair, get yourself some rosemary oil and high frequency and some red light. And come in and get some microneedling sessions on your scalp.
Microneedling, or are you still injecting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the platelets.
With your platelets.
With the fiber.
Yeah. That works amazing. But some of the young guys don't need it, but some of them do.
Okay.
Especially with all the.
This is a big. I mean, it's a big thing. It's not just. I mean, it's men have to deal with it more, I think, but there are a lot of women that
There's a lot of women
that as well.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
It's very important. Your
Especially
hair.
those overdosing their testosterone.
Yeah.
You wonder why your hair is falling out. Anyways.
Okay.
Okay.
Viral trends.
Yep.
Skin flooding, which is a new, relatively new term.
They just returned
Repurposed
it.
what
Yeah.
we've been doing all
Yeah.
these years.
They
I don't know if repurpose is the right word, but nonetheless,
Skin flooding's great,
yes.
right? There's no need
I
to
do it.
skin flood 6 or 7 products
Nope.
that are. Why would you do that? Why would you spend the money and do that? They're not doing anything. They're not active ingredients. The goal is on a wet face, get that Minoxidil
Extra
or
moisture.
that hyaluronic acid on immediately, and then you could try to seal it with a nice moisturizer. Or sometimes if you're real dry skinned, you could use a salve that's a little thicker to protect. I mean, that's a beautiful way to do like hydration. To the skin.
Hydration, you get the dewy look.
Yeah. Not the glass skin.
Not-
no.
yeah. It's a dewy look, though.
It's a dewy look.
It's a healthy look.
It's a healthy look.
And not multiple products. To go thin to thick as far as your layering, but the peptides on wet skin, and then
Yeah.
as we talked about before too, the salve is only for certain people.
Right, because it comes with side effects. So these blanket issues
Yes.
of I do 8 or 9 creams on top of each other. That's just I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I would do the smart thing. I would have my face wet. I would put a hyaluronic acid or a Minoxidil acid, an active ingredient on, and then I'd cover it up with a nice moisture. And at my age, I'll throw on something a little thicker
Right.
to protect it. But let's not get confused with hydration, confused with treatment. So that retinols, glycolics, things like that, that's an active ingredient. Those are things that actually can repair tissue, regenerate tissue. This skin flooding, it's not gonna repair any of your tissue, but it sure is a great way to moisturize and hydrate your skin.
That's what I do in most of my treatments at the latter part, once we're done with the whole treatment, and then keep it on nice and
Yeah,
Nice and wet
and thick,
and-
nice
yep.
and wet and thick.
hydration and pumping.
So, anyways, that's
That's
skin
another
flooding.
trending one.
It's great, but be careful if you have acne
Yes.
prone skin.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, silk pillowcases. I know you have one.
I have had them for years.
They're great.
I think they're wonderful. My kind of hair, you need all the help you can get with frizz, and that.
Do you also sleep with a silk
So
bonnet?
I have tried that recently, and I'm not 100% sold on it in its entirety yet. For my hair, only because it helps the curls, it keeps the moisture in. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I am
Getting used to it.
The getting used to it, it didn't take too much. You got to wear it the right way so it doesn't really go into your
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
elastic. But I'm also having some more top breakage. So I've tried so many different things that have been newer that I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from or if it's just internal. So I'm taking a break from the bonnet and keeping with my silk pillowcases.
Okay. So we're a proponent of silk.
yeah.
I think silk pillowcases are great. There is not any evidence or any study on this except for the hundreds of years women have been doing this, and it works.
And you know your hair.
And you know your
and
hair.
your skin too. I mean, I haven't had acneic problems, but it's a little more forgiving than cotton, and for moisture too. And and whatnot. So
I love silk.
I think it works great.
Silk is fantastic.
Yes.
I love silk, except for
better
the
material.
static and a silk shirt. So, but I love silk. And I think we're both high-fiving silk pillows and silk bonnets too. They're amazing. I have a silk bonnet.
I know they do work great, but I'm taking a break just so I can figure out my situation.
It is a very interesting look.
It is.
I must say. I look pretty cute.
Yeah. What color is yours?
Mine is a tan, just a
Mine's
tan. I went kind of neutral, same color as my hair. It's a very cute look. It's a little loose on me, so I'm doing the same thing because when you get older, everyone,
you don't want
any compression can cause a line and a wrinkle. It's why I don't swim daily anymore. I used to swim except for those goggles. They stayed with me for till the next time I went swimming. I had swim goggles.
It was there a long time, so that was a
When I was
hard no.
45, it didn't, but in my 50s, no bueno. So love me some swimming, but had to plate that. Okay.
Oh, goodness. Okay, we got the trends.
All right.
It's about hormones.
Hormones.
HRT or BHRT.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it. Come on now. But the question is,
Yes.
does it help your skin elasticity? And absolutely it does. It
agree.
does. If you start early enough. So you have to be in the game before, hormones, that estrogen leaves the building. And then you try to put some estrogen and some other, because it's not just estrogen. You have to have a whole.
There's a boatload of
There's a boatload of stuff. So you've got to layer it in. But what they found was absolutely significant difference between that and women that did not do hormone replacement therapy in their skin elasticity and their collagen in their skin. It just, the overall glow, everything much better. So, but the study did show that if you start too late, not that you should never not, even if you're 10 years out, we know that you can still do hormones, okay? So if you're 10 years postmenopausal, that doesn't mean you can't jump on the bandwagon now. But it may not help your elasticity at that stage, but it definitely helps if you get on board early.
I agree. It's
Yes.
a journey worth taking, and it's a journey worth taking, starting early.
Absolutely. All right. So talking about flat faces.
Yes. GLP-1s with medications and skinny face.
Skinny face. Yeah, it happens. It will happen.
Oh, well, we see it all over Instagram, well, all over
It's rapid weight
social
loss.
media.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's rapid
and
weight loss.
with, just it's that gaunt, hollow.
Has anybody ever watched Survivor? I know I've
original,
watched many,
yes.
the originals. I don't know if people still watch it, but when you see the very end and they're all emaciated, right? Because they're basically on a natural form of GLP-1 called starvation. And they look really good actually at the end.
You're lean.
They're super lean, but they've also got all that vitamin D and they've been in sunlight and they're eating super clean or as clean as they can be, right? They're eating off the earth and the environment and they're diving in the water. I mean, come on, they're like cavemen. So they kind of have this look, they're tan, they look good. And then they come on the reunion show and they look like puff marshmallow people. Even though they're still skinny, that no longer is the look of health. We don't want to see that puffiness. We think skinny, wafy is attractive. Why is that?
It's come in cycles, I think, over the years, as far as the wayfarer look. But
Well, why did I think they looked better skinny?
I don't.
Is that a me problem?
Well, I don't know. I came from we like the curves,
The
and,
curves.
a little bit more, but it's just a side effect too.
It
of,
is.
of the the GLPs and doing it in a quick manner.
Doing it in
I
a
have
fast
not
manner.
had skinny face
No.
in my journey.
No.
So-
And there's a reason why, because
Yes.
when you do things appropriately, but there are ways you should have a plan. So if you're doing a GLP-1, if you can have a plan during that journey, there are great things you can do to try to stimulate collagen, recruit collagen, PLLs are great, like Sculptra. I love those. They're great for tissue recruitment, staying on top of your skincare, and giving your body nutrition. How about some creatine? How about some other
Protein, too.
nutritions, your omegas? Like,
Yes.
let's be healthy. But yes, you will lose your butt and you will lose your face volume, and that's hard to get back once that's gone. So, especially when
people
you're
are
older.
chasing volume.
Yeah.
There are ways now to,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
So-
So yes, it is a thing. It's true.
it is very true.
It's true. It happens. It promotes that oxidative stress in your body, and when that goes, collagen stops growing in your face. So, be careful with the GLP-1s.
It's hard to get it back.
It's hard to get it back. I think we covered everything.
We did a lot today.
I do have a couple closing notes, though. Something that came across I'll call it my desk this morning, is there is a new birth control pill out. I just read it this morning, so I'll do a deep dive. It's not a pill, it's birth control, and it's a patch. So we've had patches before. They've come in there's two different other ones. But this third one is showing it's a very low dose estrogen.
Okay.
So it's much lower than the other two. Also has the forgiveness factor, meaning if you skip your patch, you forget a day or two, it's showing some sort of holding protection for that. It is accompanied with a progestin with it, and still has the risk of blood clots.
Okay.
So don't get these birth control patches confused with postmenopausal estradiol patches.
Right.
They are not the same. So just because estradiol patches in postmenopausal women the risk is very, very low for a vascular event, but with these, they're synthetic and they're super potent estrogen. Okay. And estrogen pushes the gas on our clotting factors. So there's been some of that. So they've lowered the dose and they've had significant, it appears it's an interesting thing. They would change their patch once a week with 1 week off.
That's easier than oral. for
Yeah.
some people.
So that's interesting in women's health right now. There are lots of people with risk factors that cannot utilize patches. If you're over the age of 35, if you're overweight, there's some smoker, there are some things. So you basically have to be super young and healthy. And then a follow-up to my sun confession.
Oh, for sunscreen.
Yeah, for sunscreen.
Yes.
I said I stay in the sun. I build up my my ability to be in the sun so I don't burn. And I've done that my whole life. I've done that with my kid. Now, the evidence says I'm a fool, basically, and I have to listen to it, right? So what the evidence tells me is an MD Anderson study says that any type of sun will trigger a cascade of inflammatory events in your body. And color, skin color, is actually showing signs that you're having damage. So I believe that. I definitely believe that is true because we know that because skin cancer is the number one cancer in this country. But I also believe in risk and benefit. And I believe, for me, the light on my face and on my body for a short period of time, 10 or 15 minutes, actually helps me. It helps my brain. And the studies also say support that. So I'm not saying 15 minutes and you go away and come back 50. Like, it's not about tanning for me. It's not about coloring, and it should just be about overall health, because light helps us heal. And we need morning light, we need afternoon light, and we need evening light. So I will say that, accumulation of sun is irreversible and it's dangerous, but so is everything.
On many levels.
So limited use of sun, but I also have the way I do things, and I do them a little bit different when it comes to the sun. And so far it's suited me. And if you're fair-skinned and you're at risk of skin cancers, you have to talk to your doctor. You have to do it the way you need to do it, and you should protect yourself always. So I'm not saying don't protect yourself. I'm saying I was sharing my story,
Right.
and what I do, and to clarify that it may not be for everyone, but it's helped me. And limited amounts of sun, I get it in the morning, I get it at noon when I can, and I try to get it latter afternoon, just for a little while. So I just wanted to clear that up before everybody goes off the rails.
Right.
That I'm killing a whole group of people. Generation of people. But what I found out was so many people feel the same way I feel. They want the sunshine.
You do need sunshine, and there are risk benefits, period, whether you're medications or
Yes.
skin types.
If you're on doxycycline for your skin, by the way, please don't go in the sun.
The list is long on medications.
The list is long.
Not to be unprotected in the sun. But you have to.
And who knows? Maybe they'll say you can't be on a GLP-1 and be in the sun. Who knows what's coming? I don't know.
We'll find out.
We'll see. Anyways, thanks, Renee.
Thank you. We'll do.
You want to say anything? You want to wrap it up?
Thanks for having me again.
You're
It's
welcome.
always fun.
It's always fun. All right. We'll see you guys on the next episode of the Beauty Outlaw.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.